in the heavyweight division for the heavyweight division vacant belt. Can't believe this one. Ciryl Gane will take on Jon Jones at UFC 285. Francis Ngannou has been released, and that leads us to the vacant belt situation. So now we got two divisions with a vacant belt, and let's get into this one. Both guys stand at 6 feet 4 inches. Of course, this will be a heavyweight division fight. Who knows what Jon Jones will come in at weight-wise. But Jones has an 84-inch reach, Ciryl Gane 81-inch reach. And both these guys have a big reach. I mean, 84 and 81, two guys above 80, it's crazy. Both guys will fight right-handed. Ciryl Gane lands about 5.1 significant strikes per minute. Jon Jones, 4.3. Jon Jones will land like 2 takedowns every 3 rounds normally, but now he's in a heavyweight, so we'll see. Ciryl Gane isn't really trying to get takedowns. He's going to try to stand up and break you down. Ciryl Gane, 55% takedown defense. Jon Jones, 95% takedown defense. And think about all the fights he's had. One of the best takedown defense percentages in the UFC that you'll ever see. 95% after as many fights as he had. It's crazy. Now, we haven't seen Jon Jones in a while, so hold off on him. Ciryl Gane won his last fight against Tai Tuivasa, 3rd round knockout. Lost to Ngannou by decision for the heavyweight title. Now, it's interesting in that fight because Gane led by 20 significant strikes. Very slow-paced fight, 63-43, but gave up 4 takedowns via Francis Ngannou, who had the knee problem in that fight. So he went with the takedown game, and it worked, thankfully for him. Now, prior to that, he KO'd Derek Lewis, beat Volkov, Rosenstrike, and did what he had to do, putting him in this position. He's only lost 1 fight. He's 11-1, and that was to Francis Ngannou. Now, Jon Jones, virtually undefeated, right? He had a 1 fight he lost. It was a disqualification. Other than that, he hasn't lost. In his last 4 fights, he beat Dominic Reyes by decision, Thiago Santos split decision, Anthony Smith, Alexander Gustafsson, who he KO'd out. In terms of Gustafsson. So, but he had a lot of decisions in the light heavyweight division. Now we haven't seen him, right, since February 8th, 2020. And you think about that, it'll be over 3 years since he's been in the octagon. So who knows what Jon Jones we're getting. He's going to be beefed up. He's going to look totally different. Will he be slower? I'm sure. But the stylistic matchup in this type of fight is probably better than the Ngannou fight, because both of these guys have similar styles. I mean, they're going to try to get in there and strike. It's going to be a lot of boxing, some kicking going on, things like that. You probably won't see a lot of takedowns. A lot of fundamental work on the feet is going to be at display, and they match up very well. Very, very well. And, I'm going to be watching this fight rooting for Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones can win this fight. It's hard to say after 3 years of not seeing him, but it also means that his body is refreshed, right? He's been working out, putting on all types of muscle, getting used to that body weight. And, it's going to be tough to come in and just fight the #1 contender in the world in Ciryl Gane, who's a worthy opponent and very easily could be heavyweight champion in his own right. But with the break, with all the work that Jon Jones has been putting in, I'm saying he's going to come in and get the win here. I mean, he's one of the best fighters in UFC and MMA history, right? So I expect him not to let us down and get the win here, likely by decision, though. It's going to be one of those fights, and it'll come down to the 5th round. That's how close it'll be. But he'll move to 27-1 here in the heavyweight division, and will win the heavyweight title. Think about that. 2-belt champ, over the course of his career, which would be huge. So this fight goes down at UFC 285.